Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be reviewing the Mustang XP60 inch cut by Troy-Bilt. Reason I'm going to make a video on this mower is, excuse me, when I was looking to buy this, there's nothing out there on this, and I mean nothing. There's no videos, there's no nothing. They did make one. It was called the Columbia, and it's like overseas or something like that. But anyway, I did find out that this is the same thing as the Cub Cadet Z-Force and Z-Force S, which kind of what I've gathered from extensive research is they were making this mower for a while. The only thing I could really find was at one time it was sold at Lowe's. Not this particular one, an example, but they were selling these at Lowe's because there was like an ad for them on Lowe's.com. But they made these, and I'm thinking, because this is a really good mower, as they were having really good luck with this, and they decided to say, hey, listen, we're not selling it that well under the Troy-Bilt brand. Let's Cub Cadet it. And that's what they did. So they basically took this mower, painted it yellow, Cub Cadet, badged it, called it something else. And then they discontinued this. They only made it from like 2016 to like 2020. And then that was it. So this is a really good mower. Like I said, I couldn't find anything on it. But if you look up the Cub Cadet, like once I found that, I started watching videos on the Cub Cadet one, and it all plays over to this. So let me turn this camera around and we'll go over some of the stuff I've done, some of the stuff that I like, and I don't think there's really anything I don't like. But let me turn this camera around and we'll give you a better view. So here it is. Again, we're looking at the XP. And this one is the 60. They did make them, and Cub Cadet did make them in different sizes. This one here was used at my dealer here in town, and it only had 208 on the hour meter. And it was in really, really good shape. Either they did or somebody did, but it has brand new pulleys on it, brand new belts all the way around it. It did have brand new blades, which were just your high lift blades. I did put mulching blades on it. And I forgot to mention in my video on that one there, I did put mulching blades on it too. Here in Ohio, we have trash grass, and you're cutting some of the overgrown stuff. It grows like crazy. Mulching blades is definitely for the win here in Ohio. But yeah, it has the fab deck. One of the selling points for me is it was a step-on deck, which tells me like all of your connections, everything holding it. It has two up front, a couple of different bars and system linkages and stuff to hold the deck on and the back of it. So it's really sturdy. I don't think the deck is as thick as some of the other ones, because when I mounted this, I was able to drill through that like nothing. So I don't know how well the deck will hold up, but for as long as I'm going to have it, it's going to hold up just fine. One of the things I've done to upgrade, I did put Reaper brand tires on it, and I did paint them red. They were gray, like the seat, and I don't know, I just think the red looks better, and I actually did go with Troy-Bilt red, match it up. And I know what you say, oh, it don't really matter. Well, I mean, it kind of does. When you're charging premium prices for your yards, and you show up at a customer's house and your trailer looks like trash and your truck looks like trash and your motors look like trash, you look like trash, you can't really expect them to pay premium prices. But that's another story. One of the things I don't like is this goofy thing. I had a hell of a time getting used to that mow and reverse safety thing. Oh my God. But now that I've got that basically under control, I've had really zero issues with it. I actually took it back to the place I bought it because I didn't know about that. Reaper tires, painted them. Hadn't really upgraded anything except for I did put a shut-off valve for winter storage. Dielectric greased everything. I am running a bigger filter, which is a 51348. A 51348 oil filter by Wix. And I am doing the XP. You can get it in the house brand from O'Reilly's as well, same part number. But it's for an actual like Toyota pickup truck 4-cylinder. So should be plenty enough for this. And it is a bigger oil filter, so you will have a little bit more oil. This takes, so it's a tad bit over 2 quarts right now with that oil filter on there. It does have a reservoir for your hydro pumps, your transmissions. And this one is a Z2800, I believe. And then I've got it marked there where the last time I serviced them. Tip for servicing these things: clear your day out. That oil is so thick. The 20W50 or whatever the oil is, it's so thick it just takes forever to clear out. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to do this. Don't think it's going to be a quick job because that takes forever. Future upgrades that I plan on doing is, you can see the fuel tanks over here. You got your witness hole. Oh, over here you have a hole there and a panel you can take out, and another panel you can take out, because these did have options to be able to have 2 fuel tanks. Actually, the Cub Cadets, I believe, all come with the dual fuel tanks. I've got the part number off Parts Tree. I've got them in my cart on Amazon. Right here's where the fuel neck will go, and right here is where the 3-way valve will go. And then it's supposed to have stickers here telling you that tank and this tank, whatever. But it's going to be a $300 project because they don't just sell this in one unit. You got to order the 3-way valve, you got to order the knob, and even the screw to hold the knob down. And then I'm going to have to go to O'Reilly's and get fuel line to be able to bring the fuel line over to here, go in that 3-way valve, fuel line from the tank to the valve, and then from the valve to the fuel pump. Let's see, have I had any issues? The only thing I had when I first got this, it kind of ran like carburetor issues. I did take the carb off, clean it. I did order a carb just to have, like I do with everything I own. I always keep a spare carburetor just because you never know. But come to find out, the fuel pump line was destroyed, and it wasn't getting a good seal on the fuel pump there. So I was having some issues with that. And I had a learning curve with the mow and reverse. Other than that, this thing's been pretty great. Another future upgrade, I will be drill and tapping the spindles to be able to take a Zerk fitting to be able to grease those. Since I am running this commercially, I feel a little bit better about having greasable moving points. I did add D-rings for mounting it, for attaching it to my trailer when I'm transporting this to and from different jobs. Rubber mat, because there's nothing there, so I just cut a piece of rubber mat, put it in there. I did order this, which has been awesome. This is like the knockoff Amazon one. It's not even the freaking actually advanced chute blocker, but it's the same thing. And you can see how it works. I did some things a little bit differently here. I added a piece of rubber hose there so it wasn't metal on metal, just wearing that bolt down. I washered it. It didn't come with enough washers from what I felt. I did add in the wing nuts as lockers because it would loosen up over time, and you would be running like that, and it would just, you'd hit bounces, you know, bumps and stuff, and it would eventually just work its way down, where now I've got it at a sweet spot. I think that's pretty well it. I do recommend you, if you can find one of these, to pick it up. It's been a great machine so far. Let's see what I've put on this. So when I got it, it had, I think, 208 on it. And this is the first season with it. So I've got a little bit of time in it. It does ride really well. I can't complain about it. It does cut really well. And another thing that I did was a Cub Cadet striper kit. And again, it's just a bolt on. It already had the holes and everything already drilled there. And it came with like self-tapping machine screws. So other than that, it pretty well sums it up. I do recommend this. I do recommend the other one, the Cub Cadet X-Force or Z-Force, because it is the same thing. If you can find one of these cheap on Marketplace, I definitely recommend picking it up. This thing will climb any hills that you want to climb with it. It won't hold them as well as, you know, your stand-ons and stuff like that, just because it is a sit-down. But it has enough power, enough torque to get through a lot of the tall grass and stuff like that, your bigger properties. Can't really think of anything else to really say about it. If you have any questions or comments or anything on it, please drop them below, and I'll see you next time.